Or back, episode 55.
I know y'all heard
Live
that
from
whoosh sound. I was practicing it.
I like that.
I was practicing it. Episode 55, C. Clay introduced us. Got a banger of an episode for you this week. This week is the PGA Championship, which includes some special golfers that aren't normally talked about on this podcast, but we're going to talk about them this week. Right? Aren't they allowed to play in this tournament?
Some of them are.
Yeah, so we'll have some of them there. I've already got the ick from Mr. DeChambeau when I saw that clip that Brady sent me today with a wood box.
That's practice. Got to get that good line.
Would you show up to your next two-man scramble tournament with a wood box and put it on the putting green?
Sure would.
Oh, you're
You know how you have that nice, smooth backstroke? Practice.
Is that how you do it, brother?
I guess. I don't know. I hadn't had a great putting presence lately.
Anything can help.
That's what I'm
Anything. And
thinking.
what can help you the best is going to Moon Golf and getting fitted for everything you need from the putter to the driver. And Brady's going to tell you about Moon Golf right now.
I wish I had something written up, but I don't. But you don't have to when we're talking about Moon Golf because, honestly, everything they do is amazing. So we love to go down there. We love to visit, hang out. We see all of our favorite people down there. They have the best equipment you can find around. They may not have all the deals and sales like these other places do, but whenever you go, you're gonna find the quality equipment that you need for your game. So do not go in any of those other stores.
Don't go. Check out Moon Golf. I wonder if they have any PGA head covers in the store. I saw our buddy down in Dothan. He had one. I was like, I need to see if he can let me order online because that'd be sick to have that on the collection.
We need to see if they can get some Barstool stuff in the Moon Golf in Auburn.
Oh, that'd be cool. Even though Barstool's in the Superstore and we don't support the Superstore, but that's neither here nor there. Let's draw attention real quick to Zach wearing the OG hat on his head. Do y'all see that?
You know, as much as we don't deal with them anymore, it's still a nice hat.
I mean,
that's Braves vibes.
That's early in the BSG days right there.
Hat still fits.
Last year.
Still works. Still bright color.
Oh, was it this time last year we were repping them?
Pretty much, yeah. I saw in the memories.
Yep.
Yeah, could have kept repping them, but just didn't work out.
So, somebody out there still uses our code, and that's the wildest thing.
Yeah, if you're still ordering cut golf balls using our code,
let us know. Who are you?
No, we just want to know who you are. But let's get into it this week. We're at the end. How did you set up the interview? Do we jump into it now, Brady, or is it going to be?
Yeah, I wanted to go straight into Graysen right now.
All right. Well, if you're watching live on our test for the stream, then you won't catch this, but the one will be posted tomorrow. Check out this interview. Brady sat down with former Auburn University golfer, now on the PGA Tour, Latin America, making his way through. Y'all had a good conversation?
Oh, yeah. It lasted over 30 minutes, so it's going to be a good one. A lot of good insight.
You can check that out right now.
Today we're joined by Mr. Graysen Huff, who is a former All-SEC second team player at Auburn University, and now he is earning his career on the PGA Tour Latino America. I want to first say thank you for joining the show and taking the time to talk to us about your golf career so far. So we'll start from the beginning where you won a couple of AJGA events. You've spent some time playing high school golf in Idaho. So my first question is, what were some challenges you faced growing up in Idaho, and did you have to travel a lot to play in more suitable climates?
Yeah, well, first off, thanks for having me on here. It's always cool to share my story and get to just kind of chat about golf. I eat, sleep, and breathe this, so it's part of me now, so I get to share it, which is awesome. Going back to kind of growing up in Idaho and going through all of that. So we moved there when I was little, and I played tennis beforehand, got into golf kind of late, and, had some people just kind of be like, you're not going to really be able to get on the wagon, so to say, and get going. Just as a late bloomer, it's hard to kind of get into colleges and do stuff like that. They recruit early. And I just, from kind of day one, kind of figured out, my dad and I, that we had to travel and play. And so some of my friends kind of joked with me that went to other schools. I went to a private Christian school, but in Boise. But some of my other friends that I was playing against, they joked that I just went to daycare because I was always like gone. Like I'd leave Thursday afternoon after school, be gone Friday, and then come back like Monday. So most of the time I missed like Fridays and Mondays, and then I'd come back for a couple of days. But constantly just playing in stuff wherever I could, whatever opportunities I could get. You just never knew when you'd have that week, and it took me a while. I didn't really play well until about junior year of high school. I got my first win at an AJGA event, and that opened the door for a lot of things. I did some really cool stuff early on, but that kind of opened the door for me to get in more bigger junior events, and then that snowballed into some other tournaments. So that's kind of the brief overview of everything.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. Whenever I saw that you were from Idaho, I was like, man, the golf climate up there is probably, or the golf window is probably pretty short. So I was curious to know how that was. And I found some stuff about your tennis that I was interested in that too. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean that's a normal question everybody has, is how long. And to be honest, Boise kind of sits high desert, so we can actually almost play about 9 months of the year.
Okay.
That doesn't necessarily mean that you want to.
Yeah.
It's a lot of jeans and long sleeve shirt and then rain gear on, because it's just cold. But I've played many rounds, especially in high school golf in the spring, where the greens were frozen, and it was a tough round.
Yeah. So as I stated earlier, you were on the Auburn's men golf team from 2015 to 2020. What was that transition like from the time you spent in Idaho to living and playing in Auburn?
Oh, it was crazy. I think the best way I can explain it is I graduated high school with 55 seniors in my class. And the first class that I took at Auburn was a lecture hall in the business school, and it had like 300 kids in it. So I walked into it and I was just like, what is going on?
Yeah.
And so that, I mean, is a huge adjustment, not to mention, you know, being from the Pacific Northwest and then coming down to the South, and, getting fully immersed in the Bible Belt and everything else that goes on down here. I mean, I didn't really realize that I was buying into the Auburn Alabama rivalry like I did, and now I bleed blue and orange. But that took a couple years for really just get distilled in me. But I mean, just those little things that I mean, Auburn's home to me now, so I can't imagine being anywhere but there. But beforehand, that was a big learning curve, big process to go through. But I'm very thankful that I got to do it.
Yeah, it's once you come down here and experience the Iron Bowl, I mean you get a full force of what it's actually like.
Yeah, I skipped the Iron Bowl at home at Auburn my freshman year, and I came back and listened to the stories, and listened to the people talk about the game, and remember watching it on TV, and I just was like, never again. If I have a chance to go and it's in Auburn and I have tickets or know people that have tickets, I'm going. It doesn't matter if I have to fly across country or wherever. I'm there
It's always a spectacle. Um,
always.
there was a cool story I read. Well, I guess it was maybe not cool at the time, but it was something that I think influenced you to stay at Auburn or to pick Auburn. Your story about your dad's emergency room trip. I read a little bit about that.
Yeah, no, crazy kind of just weird events that happened. Uh, I've always felt like I've been very blessed and fortunate when I make a decision. Somehow it always ends up being the right decision. I was better at tennis, and then I decided to play golf, and now I'm playing golf for a living. And I chose Auburn on a whim, from being from the Pacific Northwest, and just kind of crazy choices. But that was one of them where, I had a terrible visit. Even my coaches and my assistant coach, I left after the visit, and they were like, "This kid's never coming back here. Like, he's never coming to Auburn." And I mean, I called him a week later and was like, "Hey, I want to go here." And it wasn't it wasn't super serious, like it wasn't life threatening or anything, but anytime you have a family member or somebody go into the hospital just for unknown stuff, I mean, your mind races. And so I was going around campus and just not focused on anything. I mean, they're talking about this is where you eat and this is where you go to. And I'm just like, I don't care. Take me to the hospital and figure out what's going on with my dad. But you know, the way that my coach handled it and the staff there, it made it feel like this is where I needed to be. This is where I wanted to be. You know, it was, for me, Auburn became a lot more than just a golf school. And I'm very thankful for that. And that was part of, you know, one of the reasons that kind of led me that direction.
What was the team chemistry like while you were a part of the Auburn team?
Well, I was there for 6 years because of COVID and a redshirt year. And so, um, man, I got just about every chemistry that you could think of on a golf team. You know, we had really tight group, you know, of golfers, really tight kind of team, and then we'd have some guys graduate, some new guys come on, and we had a more spread out team, and everybody kind of did their own thing. So I kind of got a plethora of you know, chemistries, if you want to call it that. But you know, we always, there's something about being at Auburn, and there's something about being part of the Auburn family, and I don't know what it is, but man, when you go down there and you experience it, and you become an Auburn man or woman, I mean, you just stick together, and that was something really cool, even on the team. But then, you know, elsewhere, it just even those years that we had maybe a more spread out team, you always had community and people around. So I mean, the team has been great, and we got guys that are playing on Corn Ferry Tour, and we had older guys that were hanging around, you know, with us, practicing with us, and just being around what we're doing. And so it's just such a family. I mean, it didn't matter if you were the crazy uncle that no one talked to, or, you know, the really fun cousin that everybody was around. You know, everybody had a place in the family, and so it was awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I agree with everything you said. Down here, you're going to get into those groups where everybody feels like your family. And I think that's a really good thing about the down here in the South. You're going to see a lot of that. So
Yeah.
when you graduated, did you already have professional golf on your mind?
Yeah, you know, I started playing golf in high school, and I always told people when I was younger that I was going to be a professional athlete. Um, I didn't really say what sport, which is kind of funny because at the time I was, you know, head over heels for tennis. But I knew that I wanted to do something professionally and continue, you know, moving forward. And once I started in golf, I just, you know, head down and was like, I'm going to do this. I had a couple rough years to start. I actually redshirted my sophomore year, and then freshman year I played like half the events. But um, you know, it I can't say that it wasn't like, oh, I don't know if I'm good enough or I'm going to do, but I just kept working at it and kept pushing. And even right now, struggling a little bit with golf, just at a, you know, a low professional level. And, you know, you just run into those stuff. But I just remember thinking, like, I keep pushing, keep working, keep getting there. Like, this is what I want to do. And so in kind of a roundabout answer, yeah, like I knew that was what I wanted to do, and was going to try to figure out how to make it work.
You got into the Latino America tour by a Miami qualifier with 10 spots. And I saw where you said you didn't even know what those 10 spots were for, but then you soon figured it out and played in a few events that first year, and you got a top 10 and a top 5. So take me through some of your first experiences when you were just getting your feet wet playing in professional events.
Yeah, well, it was crazy. I mean, um, honestly, for me, COVID during COVID and during the lockdowns and everything was a lot of fun. We all stayed in Auburn. The city didn't really shut down too much, and we just practiced and played golf all day, every day. We had maybe some online school towards the end, but I mean, we just went and played. And we would show up and, do the whole social distancing thing and, play golf. But honestly, when they lifted it, just like everybody else, we were all confused. What's going on? We're all playing good golf, but where do we go play? What do we go do? And that just tournament qualifier just popped up kind of randomly, and I signed up for it. I didn't know what it was. I just saw a qualifier for something PGA related. I was like, let's go. It might be a Q school. It might be, I don't know. So I signed up. I went and played, and I remember vividly, and the guy's name is Claudio. He runs kind of the tour, but I finished at 5 under, walked into the clubhouse, signed my scorecard. I looked at the scoreboard. 4 under was in a playoff, and I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm going to get in. And so I walked over to Claudio, the tournament director, and I said, hey, I just shot 5 under. I think I'm going to qualify. I have no clue what I'm qualifying for. Like, just give me the rundown. So he told me I got in the tournament, which was cool. I played on a Thursday, so I had to come back the next Monday to play in the tournament. And just honestly, like, it was kind of a blur. I flew back home real quick, packed up, and then flew back to Miami. Had a big suitcase and just dove into tournament, which was COVID and first one back, so there's a lot of nuances to it, and just played really good. Ended up finishing fifth. I was tied for the lead with 9 holes left to go. Again, like, complete, like, I didn't know what was going on at all, which probably helped me. And then I remember finishing after that tournament, and I walked in and they're like, hey, you finished high enough that you're going to get into the next week's event. And I was like, cool, where is that? And they're like, in Colombia. And I was like, what? So I had to real quickly book a flight to Colombia, and the rest is history. I mean, that's my start to Latin American golf. And now I've been down there for 2 years, and just trying to learn some Spanish.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. The culture change, all that stuff. Let's see, how difficult is it traveling throughout South America to play in these events, and how often are you getting to return home to see like family and friends?
Yeah, no, it's not as bad as you would think. There's some tough flights. I normally fly to and then out of Atlanta just because it's a good hub. But like, the longest flights we got to fly is down to Buenos Aires or Chile, and it'll be about 9 hour flights. And you get down there, and really, honestly, like, some of them are third world countries, but they're very Americanized, big cities. So you get used to it pretty quick. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you're used to it.
Yeah.
Golf is the same, but you got a caddy that speaks Spanish and only Spanish, and you might be playing with some guys who are from down there, so they normally speak in Spanish and then speak broken English to you. You're getting in an Uber and you're trying to figure out that, and you're trying to figure out hotels, and you email people in English and they respond in Spanish. So you have to translate it all. It's just it's not that hard. It's just you have to jump through more hoops. You have to do more little steps. And second year down there, I've really gotten used to it. I know what kind of foods I like. I know tournaments that I like, tournaments that I don't like, so I can kind of mentally prepare for them a little bit more. And it's all a learning curve. I feel way more comfortable now than I did. First flight, I remember getting on the plane, and stewardess came over and she started talking to me in Spanish, and I just looked at her and I just said, "See," and everybody started laughing around me, and I was like trying to figure it out, and one of the guys behind me spoke English, and he leaned over the seat and he was like, "She asked you to put the window cover up," and I was like, "Oh, okay." And so, like, just you're just a fish out of water, but you make memories, you learn, and then you move on.
What about the experience, like visiting and or traveling to some of these different places? Are there any like that are top of the list for you?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I've been to probably 3/4 of the countries down that make up South America now. So I mean, my favorites. We just got done with a 2 week stretch that was in Lima, Peru, and Quito, Ecuador, and golf courses are great. Cities are really fun. Food's really good. Ecuador is at 9,000 feet. So, I mean, we're way up there. I actually went and visited the equator. It was like 15-minute car ride from where the course was. Um, some guys, when we fly into Lima, they go to Machu Picchu, and then some of those people have flown over to the Galapagos. It's really, really cool. I will also preference with, because we're going down there for a golf tournament, a lot of us don't get to go do stuff. So if you miss the cut, you tend to go get to sightsee.
Yeah.
But you try not to miss the cut because then you want to make some money and play well. So it kind of goes back and forth. But no, I mean they're awesome, and it's taken me places I would never have gone. I remember as a little kid, I wanted to go to Chile for some reason. I always thought that country looked funny, and now I've been 3 times. So
Yeah.
it's just pretty cool stuff that um, it'll be with me for the rest of my life. So yeah, they're pretty cool areas and pretty cool places to go play.
During your time on the tour, have you had to focus more on any swing changes, or have you worked more with like your mental side?
Probably a combination. You go from playing kind of a comfortable amateur schedule college golf where they take care of a lot of stuff to learning how to do it all yourself, manage your coaches, manage your finances, manage your travel. Just like any, growing up, getting a real job, doing all that. So there's a learning curve on both sides. For me personally, I had some not swing issues, but just like trying to figure out how to get it grooved and feeling good. Just because practice schedules are different, and so learning how to do that. And then recently, I've just been working a lot more on putting and chipping, trying to do the scoring aspect because I feel like I'm getting my swing back into gear. So I think it's just kind of a combination. Every guy's different.
So your best finish this season so far is a T20. How would you rate how this season, the 2023 season, is going to the other 2 seasons you've had?
Well, if I'm being brutally honest, it's been pretty tough down there. We've played We have 4 events left, means we played 8 events so far this season, and I've only made 2 cuts. I've had a couple good finishes, but just missed a couple cuts that I should have probably made, and just been struggling kind of on and off the golf course with stuff. And so it really hasn't been the best season for me. But I do think that it's taught me a lot about my game. It's taught me a lot about I'm learning more things. Um, they always say that failing is the best teacher, and so I'm kind of learning that. I'm just hoping that I don't continue to fail, because there's a point where you can't come back from it necessarily. But um, you just have to take golf is such a hard sport, and even though I'm not having the best season so far, I go in a couple weeks back down to Colombia, and you go and you know you know, Lord willing, go win an event, then all of a sudden my season is the best season I've had so far. So
Right.
it's 1 week changes everything.
Right. Yeah, I've got on here that the last event you were in, you shot 71 the first round and then 73 the next round, and still missed the cut. Uh, does that like truly show how good players are throughout the PGA Tour?
Yeah, I think so. And then, we play a really tight cut down there. So we have 155 guys, and it cut to the top 55 in ties. I think last week, 9 under was leading after 36 holes, and the cut was 2 under. So you have 7 shots separating 60 guys. I mean, that's crazy.
That's nothing, pretty
And
much.
yeah, yeah. I mean, well, in Peru the week before, the guy that won it made a birdie on the last hole to make the cut on the number to finish 1 under, and then he shot 14 under on the weekend, and he finished at 15, and he won by 2. So I mean, it's just it's crazy. Golf is really difficult, and even at the highest level, you're seeing guys that go out there and they'll make the cut and then have 2 good days, and all of a sudden they finish top 10, top five. So it's just it's preparing you for the higher up levels, but also, you go play and you play well and you might miss the cut by one and you just got to turn around and, try to make that putt the next week.
So another thing that's happening while you've been a professional, you have been named a carry athlete. I like
Yeah.
that. That's a new thing to me. I've kind of maybe a few months ago I saw what it was and just realized that you were one of their athletes. So I'm gonna give a brief description because I don't know if there's probably not a lot of people that know what it is. So the new carry platform allows fans to invest in aspiring top tour pros with investment starting from $250. The benefit includes unique access to the players, access to golf trips and events, discounts from brand partners, and a percentage of the golfer's future earnings. Carry also gives out annual dividends to the fan investors. Carry holds the funds in an escrow account and pays out monthly distribution to its players to ensure that they can continue on their paths to making it out on the PGA and LPGA tours. I thought this was a pretty cool thing, like a game changing way to invest into players' futures. How has this platform helped you and other players on tour?
Yeah, no, we are all, there's 10 of us this year that have been selected to go, and it was a tough process, and we got, interviewed and vetted and went through everything. And Donnie, the guy that's running it, is an incredible guy, and we're all just really excited and really thankful for it. And on top of that, like, I think people think that we just turn professional, we have a bunch of money, we get to fly around and go play in these really cool events and these tournaments and go see all this stuff. But I got a buddy who's the same age as me as a roommate in college, and he's making way more than I ever thought of with a 9 to 5 job in Atlanta and just hanging out and go and do it. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. It's just like when we go chase our dreams, I kept my card on Latin America last year, and ended up losing like $15,000 on the season. And so it's just not, they talk about all this money with Live Golf and these other people going on, and it just doesn't represent, the bottom third or whatever, these golfers that are starting up. And there's a lot of really good golfers who end up falling in a hole or whatever because they just can't financially make it. And if they had those opportunities, they would go. And I think Carrie and Donnie have kind of found a little niche, and if they're successful and able to run this thing the way that I think they can, you can see a lot of people come out of this program and make it to the highest level because they're trying to find guys and girls that, have the potential and, are just struggling to kind of get their feet up and going, and just having that little bit of extra really does help. I mean, some of the best players in the world that you've seen have had deals when they came out of college behind closed doors and stuff that have been able to help them succeed, but also peace of mind so they can go practice. And that's what this is. Plus, I think it's phenomenal that we get to meet people and go hang out with, we're going to do some pro-am stuff, I believe. And just like they said, to have some interaction with the fans and whatnot. And I think it's really cool because it makes golfers a little bit more personal. We're already pretty personal because we can walk through an airport and you never know who we are. But, just the idea that you can throw $250 in, feel like you're helping somebody out. You get to follow along with their journey. You get to see what they're doing, and then on the back end, go meet some of these people or whatever. And if you get the chance to, I would encourage it because, we're all so thankful that people are helping us out. That's the only way we can get through this. I live paycheck to paycheck, and literally it could be zero, it could be $800, or it could be 20 grand right now. It's just how I play is what I get. So people helping and doing what we do, it means a lot to us, and I think Carrie is a great platform for that.
I'm very very impressed with it after reading up on it, and I'm glad to see something like that out there, because all I hear when I listen to podcasts, the NLU podcast, the Barstool's Foreplay podcast, they're talking to more guys that are kind of up and coming, like, or playing these tours like where you're at, and it's they're always talking about how difficult it is just to, you know, the travel, the all the hotels and everything that goes with it. Like, there's just there's not enough money that's getting spread around, and I think that's a great way to help invest with guys like, or players like yourself.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And you see a lot of people that even on the good and some of those other, YouTube channels and people that are coming up out of it, there's a few guys on there that are playing but or have played in my situation or, a little bit higher, and it's the same thing. I mean, they know what the struggle is and how hard it is, and people find I played with a guy the other day, and him and his wife started a dog grooming company, and that's how he's paying for some of his dream to go play. I mean, it's just we find things to go do it, but Carrie's giving us a platform where we might be able to have some people alongside and get to kind of feel like a professional or high level professional. And I really do think that it's going to be a really cool platform, and hopefully one day I'm standing there with a green jacket on and I can go talk to some carry people and say that they're the ones that helped me through it.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I hope to see it too. Do you have let's say a 5-year plan for your professional career at the moment, or are you just kind of going with the flow, seeing what happens?
Um, I think I could have a 5-year plan. I probably do in my head, but you never know. Obviously, the step is finish out the season here in Latin, playing really good. Get my Corn Ferry card by the end of the year. Play a full Corn Ferry season next year. Move up. So that's 2 years that I'd be playing then as a rookie on the PGA Tour, and that's kind of the fastest path. But
Yeah.
you never know. I got a Monday qualifier for the Corn Ferry coming up. This Monday, and you go play well. You finish high enough. You string a couple of those together. All of a sudden, you're playing a Corn Ferry schedule. I just had a teammate, Trace Crow. He just Mondayed into the Wells Fargo event, and he finished like 27th or something, and made the weekend on a PGA Tour event. And he's been playing Corn Ferry. I mean, you just never know when you're going to jump up. And so the 5-year plan is obviously be on the PGA Tour, make some money, be successful, be able to kind of start doing things, giving back to communities, stuff like that as you really kind of build into it. But, it could be 2 years, it could be 1 year, it could be 6 months from now, it could be 5 years on the dot when I hit there. So I'm just hoping to have the opportunity to play for 5 years.
Yeah, no, I agree. I was reading where you missed last year's Monday qualifier for the Corn Ferry Tour by one shot. So hopefully we see some redemption on that one.
Yeah, that was Q School was rough last year, and that was really good playing some of my best golf, and to miss by one, but there's a reason that it happens. It just makes the story cooler when I get there.
I agree. I agree. All right, I've got one more question I want to ask you, and then I'll get you out of here. We like to ask everyone on the show this question. So, who would be the other 3 people to take part in your dream foursome on the golf course?
Ooh, is it dead or alive
I,
or
I, I like to say dead or alive. I forgot to mention that.
okay? And then it doesn't necessarily have to be golfers, right? Or are
Right.
we sticking to
Exactly.
golfers?
Yeah. No. I'd say anybody.
Okay. Man, I've been asked this question in multiple different ways, and I think I always answer it differently.
Yeah, I do too.
Um, but I think Steve Stricker has always been an idol of mine from a golf standpoint. So I'd love to go play some golf with him. Roger Federer is another like idol of mine for just athletes. So that'd be a really cool guy to come, do that with. Um, yeah, and then I don't know. I mean, it could go so many different ways. I could take Tiger or Hogan or Nicklaus.
Yeah.
or even my dad. But yeah, I man, it's just such a hard question because I have to limit. Can I have like multiple foursomes?
Yeah.
Can I just
book
bounce
all the
back
tee
and forth?
times. Yeah.
Yeah, just gonna have the whole course. No, I think for answer today would probably be Roger, and then Steve, and then I don't know. Let's throw Tiger in there just cause, and
Yeah.
we'll just go play with him. So
Yeah. That's like an automatic finalist for everybody's. Oh, I
yeah,
forgot. I wanted to ask about your dad. Didn't he play some professional golf?
yeah. So my dad played a couple years in the European Tour back in probably the late 80s, early 90s, right in there. Right when he graduated, he played golf at Oregon, and then my uncle plays on the Champions Tour. His name's Glenn Day. And so he's been out there for the last couple of years, and I don't exactly know what he's doing currently this year, but I think he still has status out there and playing. And he's played for a long time on tour and just kind of around. And then my grandfather and my great uncle have been golf professionals at the golf course, so it's been in my blood for a long time.
That's awesome. Yeah. Well, thank you for your time, Grayson, and we look forward to keeping up with your career. And I can't thank you enough for joining the show and taking the time to give us some insight about what it's like playing golf, traveling, and being a part of the PGA Tour.
No, hey, anytime, give me a call, and then next time we'll go play some golf.
Oh, awesome! I mean I live 20 minutes from Auburn, so you let me know. I'll be there.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
All right, man. Thank you. I appreciate it.
No worries. Thank you.
We are back. Thank you, Grayson. Sad you played at
buddy.
Auburn, but thankful you played with us on Riverside.
Trying to get Grayson in a 4-man scramble.
I think he's down. It sounded like he would. He's probably going to whoop us, but either way, having him in video.
I think we're starting to get to the level now where, like, you have people like Maddox that are good and beat us, and then you have people like Grayson that'll probably finish us 9-8.
Yeah.
I'd
It's just
welcome
gonna be-
it.
Oh yeah, I'd love to get beat on the channel by PGA Tour.
As soon as it was over, we'd be like, okay, let's see how low 5 of us can go.
Yeah.
Let's just finish the round, see what we can get.
Oh, the last 8 holes.
Yeah.
Speaking of going low, this isn't in the notes, but let's talk about a tournament that was held at Point University this past weekend. There was a viral, a couple months ago, clip of some teams shooting 46, very questionable, went around Instagram. Well, we didn't have it. There was a 4-man scramble at our local course this past weekend for an organization. Winning team shot a 42 at a par 71, 29 under par. You boys have played point several times. Is 29 out there to be grabbed?
I don't think so. I don't think if you're playing Reds, I mean, I think you could even have Maddox, Scott, Blake, and Ruin. I don't think 29's in grabs, even from the Reds.
I want to see the score. Like, what did they do?
So I don't know anything about the tournament except that this is the one that happens every year that's always like that. Like I had people message me this past week asking to play in it, and then my dad had people calling him like, "Hey, has Brady got anything going on? We'd love to get him on the team." And I told my dad, I said, "Dude, I am not going back to play in that tournament because it happens like that every year." And
specific tournament?
Yes. And I'm thinking, since it's a big fundraiser thing, I feel like they probably had it somewhere in the before the tournament started where you could just like pay to start lower than other teams, because I just don't see any of. I know some of the people that played in it, and that's not fathomable for people like that play around here, especially on that course with those greens, and we know what the greens look like. So
now the winner, at least the team name, he did win recently on the Andrew Anthony circuit.
That's true.
So he may be coming off hot.
Very questionable.
In the C flight,
which is the 9 to 13. Is that right? Or
no, that's higher than that, right?
Oh,
Zach?
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
C Flight's what you and Jeremy played
unless
in, 13
I'm
to
gonna be there,
something.
I'm not really watching it. I see all the invites and stuff, and I like
So-
seeing the new change for scoring. But me and Jeremy were talking about playing in one of the next ones this summer when it's because we would start at 6 under. It's just one giant pool.
Oh, and everybody going at it.
Same tee. I think it's all whites. Our flight would be like 6 under. A flight above us would be 2 under, and then the champ flight or whatever the highest was start even.
So kind of like some tour championship type stuff right there.
Yeah.
That's
I like
what I
that
need
idea.
to compete.
But 29 under at point, I don't think it's especially. We've seen the condition the course was in. We played in a tournament the week before that,
Yeah.
and it was not 29 under conditions. I don't think so.
I would love
Unless-
to see the scorecard.
Then again, like he said, it was a charity, so they could have bought so many mulligans. We have no clue. It's just funny seeing the 29 under in a 4-man tournament.
We need to make up a scorecard and figure out what it would take to get 29 under.
Got to eagle all the par fives out there.
Eagle all par fives.
Got to throw in like a handful of par fours to be eagle too.
Yep. Couple hole in one.
Oh, dog's going wild.
Uh-oh.
Whoa.
Sorry for your ears.
Yeah, sorry everybody for the ears. So that's that. Going now into the last week, we had the AT&T Byron Nelson recap. We all made some predictions. Brady coming off a couple weeks ago, making the correct pick to missing the cut this week with his pick.
No, didn't even enter.
Sad days.
He didn't even enter. Yeah.
Oh, he didn't. Oh, man.
Well,
Was that
Casey
injury?
picked 2 that weren't even playing, so that's fair.
Well, I changed it before our official picks. Official pick at one point was leading, but ended up tying with Zach's pick. Both
T5.
Are we starting to get better at this where our picks are kind of up there towards the front, or are we just getting lucky? That's what I was trying to figure out as I made my pick for this coming week.
I think it's better because we're watching more golf.
I think so. Maddox's pick, Harry Higgs, cut. And then, like I said, Zach, Tyrell Hatton, and me, Scotty Scheffler, tied for 5th. But let's talk about who won it. The man in the middle of your screen, I guess it appears on the same way I'm looking at it. Are you in the middle on your screen, Brady?
I'm on the left on mine.
Okay, my screen,
I'm
you're in the
top
middle.
left on mine.
Oh, well, in the middle of the screen right here for me has been picking Jason Day like I pick my wife every morning. Like just, you know how you pick. That's a bad analogy. You know,
So there's a chance she couldn't get picked, is what you're
No.
saying?
I choose to love her every day. It's automatic. That's how I feel about him making picks each week. It's always Jason Day. For some reason, he didn't pick Jason Day this week. But man, the dude comes out and just, I thought he was done on the tour.
He's had a ton of injuries within like the past 5 years or so. But like you said, I feel like I deserve a little partial credit on this one because I've been pushing this man for like 2 months at least now, and he had some wrist injuries, back injuries, and I think more recently he had some stuff going on with like vertigo. But the putter has been hot this year. That's what I've been noticing. And he finally put it together with like a good round with ball striking, and I think that really made the difference.
Tailor-made athlete, ain't he?
Yeah, I think so. I honestly don't know. I know he's all Nike, and that Nike shirt he was wearing Sunday, man. He
It looked like
looks
I almost bought it a couple weeks ago when we were in
looks like that
Nashville.
one Zach's wearing
I like
right now
him.
almost.
the Robat.
I tell Brady if he gets any credit for Jason Day winning, I get credit for John Rahm winning the Masters.
Almost. Yeah, I'll give y'all like 15%.
Give me a half point.
Yeah, that's what I was like. Give me a half
think-
point.
Brady's first pick of John Day was the Masters, wasn't it? Wasn't that the first time you threw him out there?
Yeah, I threw J Day out there to win because I mean, going into last week, he was actually favored for the Farmers last week, and he missed a cut. So I guess whenever he misses a cut, that's when I need to pick him because the next week he's coming in firing on all cylinders.
He knew them bills were due. He's starting to turn into a little Duffner action.
He's got the 4 kids. One of them's probably going to be a good golfer. I imagine he's got to support that.
I think I watched. I think it was PGA memes when he does the house tours. I think he went to Jason Day's. I saw
Yeah,
Jason
he
Day
did.
one. His training facility at his house is ridiculous.
That's all I need.
He's got
it's
like
like
a
a-
200-yard par 3 in the backyard or
Yeah.
something.
it's like a gym. And it's like bay doors that open up to like a range basically in his own yard.
Yep.
That's what we need, boys. We just need to invest in that.
You building
But
right now? Just add it on.
I ain't
Clear out
got
a
that.
couple more trees.
Yeah, but Jason Day, is he here to stay? Is Day here to stay?
No,
That's the big question. I don't know.
there
I
ain't
knew
no
he had
question.
one in him, but yeah.
He's gonna be like Ricky. You know, Ricky came on the scene for a little bit this year, and now I picked him last week or the week before last, and didn't work out too good for me. So while we're talking about PGA Tour, let's talk this week. This is a big week. This is our second major of the year, the PGA Championship. I have the right here. The results last year. Also the Alabama alum. Is it alum or alumni for a male?
I think it's alum
Alum.
is fine, but I think it's alumnus.
Oh,
I'm
alumnus
not sure.
Justin Thomas won it in. It was a playoff, correct, with shaky hand Will Zalatoris.
Oh yeah, because
And Mito
we were
Pereira.
all crying watching that putt.
Oh yeah,
And is that where we made the Duncan bet last year?
I think
'Cause
it
you're like-
was. And
You said, "Hey, if Justin loses, I owe you." And then he
oh,
did
because
it. My boy
we're
did it.
putting it on the Instagram story. We're going
Yep.
for it, and I relived it watching the Full Swing documentary on Netflix because it covered this.
One of
but
the
Justin
most clutch
Thomas-
shots, honestly, of all of last year. That 8-iron he hit into the last hole. All he had to do was
JT?
yeah, I think all he had to make a birdie or something like that, and he put it on that par 5 within like, I think it was within like 15 feet or something like that for an eagle. But he barely missed the eagle putt, but he made his birdie to win.
Took home $2.7 million last year doing that. But this year, let's see if the PGA Tour app. You never know if it's going to load or not.
I got some stuff on that course right now. I had it written down
Perfect.
from this
Because
morning.
I was going to do some stats on the course, but it's not working. So you run that.
The last time the PGA Championship was at Oak Hill was 10 years ago. Jim Furyk had a one-shot lead going into the final round, and your boy, Casey, Jason Duffner shot a 68 to win his first major title and $1.4 million.
And that money ran out quick, but that's okay because he's invited to play in this tournament for the rest of his life.
Duffner beat Jason Day, Dustin Johnson, and Rory by 7 strokes that event.
I think he could. I think he still got it in his game. I know y'all are haters. He's not in the field this week. I guess I don't know. I don't know if he could afford the flight to New York or if he's injured. I don't know.
You would think he'd want to go back.
He would have to. There's got to be some reason why he's missing it. But so we're gonna lock in our picks right now. If you are a gambling person, then call 1-800-GAMBLING-HELP-ME or something like that. We're just going to tell you what we picked. If this was Vegas, I promise you'd win. So lock it in. Here we go, Zach. Say it.
Lock it in.
All right, we're starting right here. We're going to start with Z Clay. Probably if I had to guess, he's looking at the field right now as we speak.
I am.
I see his eyes scrolling up and down. Are you ready? You want to go to Brady first?
No, I'm ready.
Okay.
Zach's
picked to win the 105th PGA
Championship. It's going to be a first-time major winner, Maximus Homa.
Wow.
Dang.
Going to get the first major for him.
That's a solid pick. I mean, I wouldn't have picked him, but it's solid. I don't know if you want to lock that one in.
It's locked in.
Is it iced coffee locked in?
We can do that. Who's your pick?
We're going to get to mine, and whoever finishes better than the other.
Yeah.
Okay. Brady, you next. PGA, 105th PGA Championship. Who do you got?
I'm going to lock him in before you did last week. You took your time and didn't. I don't even know if yours really counts, but Scotty Scheffler, he's going to do it. He's going to add another major.
That was my other thought was Scheffler.
I mean, he's got to be the betting favorite. I know Rahm won the Masters, but I just feel like Scotty's got, I don't know. I feel like he's got the advantage this week.
He's not going to get it done because there's only one man in the field that's going to do it this week, and you're looking at him smiling at you. Colin Morikawa, baby. My man is locking it in. You can lock it in. My dude's taking the win. So we got Colin Morikawa, we've got Scotty Scheffler, and we've got Max Homa as our picks Guarantee if you want to win, you should pick one of those. Probably not Max Homa or Scotty Scheffler. But lock that in with your boys, Colin Morikawa. I think it's going to be good. Did y'all see the clip of JT hitting 47-yard 4-irons, soft cuts at land 132, whatever?
I saw. I actually went and watched the full video probably a few hours ago when I got home.
I need to watch the full one. I just watched the clip. But just anything with the no lane up guys. And then you add in JT and Spieth. I was like, oh, this is going to be a good video.
Yeah, they're just like brothers. It's always good content when both of them are together.
I know. Yeah, it's always that one video. Probably one of my favorite videos No Lane Up did was the one in Hawaii where it's 2v2.
Oh, yeah.
That was a really
that
good
turned
video.
out to be a really good video for them because I remember watching it and I was actually like, like who's about to win this? Because I don't think Spieth was putting all that great, and they were relying on him a lot.
We had last week head coach of Point University Skyhawks here on the pod, and so they're in Arizona right now, getting ready for the championship. And today we saw a video. Our boy got took out by, apparently, I read the comments, a jumping cactus. It says if you get too close, they jump off. Is that real?
Yeah, I heard Riggs talk about him on their podcast. He says that it's for real. Like if you get too close to them, they can't come after you.
So is that like their defense mechanism, or is it just like I've never heard of that?
It's gotta be defense. They just deploy like grenades.
Yeah, he had like 3 or 4, and they're taking them off with wedges, just yanking it off. That was wild, seeing him do that. But anyways, Brady's going to run us through real quick. Auburn, our favorite here on the channel, our favorite team to interact with.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Their players interact with us, unlike another team.
Right
now, the Auburn men's team is hosting. They're actually hosting the regional for the NCAA in this area. They've got some of the top college teams in the nation down there right now, including Vanderbilt and Augusta. And right now, Auburn finished their round at 4 over. Their leading individual, Brendan Valdez, is sitting at T3 with a first round score of 70. The number 1 D player in the country, Gordon Sargent, he plays for Vanderbilt. He shot 71, so he's in, I think, right behind him, like T5 or something like that. And we're going to keep that updated throughout the week on the Instagram. I think it goes on until Wednesday. So if this podcast comes out tomorrow on Tuesday, we'll definitely be posting about it then.
What'd the A&M guy shoot? The one that played in the Masters?
He wasn't in this one. I have to look and see which regional he was in.
Oh, I was thinking it was SEC. I forgot his regional.
Do you think if you took, let's say this guy right here, Gordon, who's the number 1 player in the country, you took him to a hard course, or like he's at now, put him at the furthest tips out, which he shot 71, and then at the same time we were able to go to Roanoke or Point University, a very easy course, play from the red tees as close as we want, and it was the same tournament. We're competing against each other, but it's different course, different tee boxes. Could we win?
No.
4 days or 1?
Yeah, over 4 days. But
That's
for
a
4 days,
scramble
you're shooting
or
at
solo?
Solo. You're at point
I'm out.
from the Reds.
No, I've seen what happens to me whenever I go to the Reds. There's just
You don't
too many
think so?
shots.
At the end of the day, like you turn in your scorecard from point from the Reds, and he turns in his from the tips at AU Club or whatever. And you don't think through 4 days you could beat that man.
He still beat me by like 40 shots probably.
40 shots?
If it's a 4-day event, I'm probably going to shoot 10 over on all of them. So, and he's probably going to be around even par.
Yeah,
I didn't think it'd be that hard until we filmed a video that got lost in the archive, aka the trash bin, where it was me and
I beat you.
It was me and AJ from the Whites versus Zach at the Reds. And at one point, I think Zach was about 14 over from the Reds. And I didn't realize, I guess it is hard to shoot from the Reds.
It really doesn't help much because you're having to like pull out a lot of short game to.
I was
really
in a bunch
score.
of greenside bunkers, which has never been a problem.
Yeah.
Off the box.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he was down there on some of the holes. I still think that'd be a cool video. We need it when we have time one day to bring it back. But this week, we have a new video coming out. The 4-man, which was only 3-man this time, me, Brady, and Mitch, took on Columbus State University's Bernard. What's his last name?
Meyer.
Bernard Meyer from South Africa.
Yeah. He's one
What
of
a weird
Jacob's buddies.
pronunciation of Africa.
I was going to say America first. I asked
Just a
Brady
little
on there.
different.
I said, Brady, how'd you find Bernard? And Brady says, well, I looked up the lowest scoring average on their team and messaged that person. So you'll find out how well we did against Bernard. The dude was a solid ball striker. Loved watching him play. Played at Bull Creek, correct?
No, Maple Ridge.
Maple Ridge, somewhere in Columbus. I get them confused.
Oh, no, Bull Creek's in 100 times better condition than Maple Ridge is. And I don't know what's going on with some of these courses around here, but these public courses in our area, their greens are just shot right now, man.
I
How the
told
Roanoke
Tony
Country
the
Club
biggest
gets
thing I hated about finishing playing while we wait for the baby was the course selection.
Oh, yeah.
Like it wasn't
I had
RTJ or anything.
So Brady's good friend, I think they call him Abe, real talk.
Oh, yeah.
Chris?
Yeah.
I think so. Brady's good friend Chris called me. He was talking about some work stuff, but then he was talking about point, and he said, "Man, if you ever wanted to shoot good at point, you need to go now because it's playing the easiest ever played." And I was thinking, man, I was just out there and the greens were so hard. But he also messaged us and said guacamole last episode. He's telling me on the phone. He's like, I text y'all and said that. I love watching y'all stuff. So shout out Chris. I know you're watching right now or listening. One of the two.
You know, he lived across the street from me and Jeremy growing up.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, directly
Chris-
across the street.
He said if we ever need a fourth, let him know. I said we're always trying to find a fourth in the 4-mans.
Notice there's only 3 here.
Yeah. Shout out Chris.
You know, that guy never said anything. Nothing.
Oh, guacamole.
Yeah. He don't even know we do this.
Brady went out to the fields this past weekend to take on the back 40, the Red Clay Strays. Are they as good as the hype Red Clay
Dude,
Strays?
I was actually blown away. I had, before we got there, had never listened to one of their songs, which is odd because they're kind of in the genre of country music that I listen to, not like mainstream. I'm more into the indie stuff, so I had never even, it wasn't because like of anything. I just never had gotten to their music before, but they're more of like the kind of blues and jazzy. The guy, their lead singer, dude, he reminds me a lot of like a really country Elvis. So
oh my god, I was just showing yesterday on Mother's Day. I was showing Katie a picture of the Red Clay Strays because we're talking about them having that concert. Because her sister Isabel asked if I went. I said no, and I showed him. I said he looks like Elvis Presley. But anyways, I looked at it and I said this looks like a band Brady would like.
He actually sounds. I mean, I'd say like his sound is very close to that. Like it's not as maybe like pop as Elvis did, but it's very. He has that real deep, smooth voice. And dude, the back 40 did not disappoint. I was very, very impressed with the way everything was set up. Funny enough, when we got there, they had like right at the gate when you drove in, they had some guys telling you where to go park, and I was like, man, this parking lot is full. And so I kept driving. They told me to go down there, you know, where the cart path takes a left to go down the first fairway. They were like, pull down that cart path, and then the guys were like, all right, I want you to go and drive out into the fairway and then park on the backside right there. I literally I rode over the first tee box and went down the first fairway in my truck.
Oh my gosh. You just drove over the tee box?
That's what they told me to do.
Oh.
Just disrespecting the course. He could have went down the cart path.
Yeah.
Good.
So I was like, that's wild. But honestly, that course is in such good condition, man. I was so impressed. I haven't been out there in a couple of months, and everything's green, everything's flowing, dude. It looks awesome. And
looks like there's a good turnout there.
Oh man, I was very impressed with the turnout. When we walked in and walked around back, there was already probably over 100 people there, and that was whenever the opener, he had just started playing. So I'm sure by the end of the night there had to have been close to 250 people there.
Did you get some Smoking Moe's barbecue?
No, they had Fat Daddies in LaGrange.
Fat
They had
Daddies.
them. They had them there, and then they had
Zach, is that who we ate that time in that parking lot? We went to there.
No, that's
Oh.
Q Shack.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Q Shack is now in a permanent sitting spot.
Oh,
It's a
man,
food
it's so
truck,
good.
but it's in a permanent location.
while we were waiting and watching the opener. Me and Brent were standing there. Shout out Brent Oliver for being on.
Oh, yeah.
he was
He
there.
ain't listening, but shout out Brent.
Yeah. So me and him were standing there chatting, and we were watching people. We were standing right on the cart path in front of the 18th green, and there were people playing. There were people playing until it got dark, pretty much. So there were people riding through on carts and stuff. And I just turned around and looked back, and I see a Be.Still Golf hat. I was like, "Whoa, who is this guy?" And
Did he ask you to sign it?
No. So I walked up
Oh.
to him, asked him. I was like, "Man, what's your name?" And I was like, "I like that hat." And he told me his name's Harrison, and he used to actually live. I think he lived in that area at one point, and then he ended up getting a job at the fields. Dude is like best friends with Ashley now, and he now works at Harbortown in on Hilton Head Island. And
wow.
he just caddied for he didn't caddy for Jordan Spieth, but he caddied in a group with Jordan Spieth a couple of weeks ago when they came there. And he had some pretty cool pictures to show me of that. So that was pretty awesome. Got to get him
That
on
would
the
be
podcast.
wild.
Yeah, he's
Got
got
him
some
on.
crazy stories, man.
Would have been
It'd
crazy.
be hard to
if you just
focus on doing your job with Spieth right there.
100%.
You're like, my boy,
Do you want to
help
swap
me.
caddy? It would have been wild if Brady would have just walked up to him on the 18th green with a Sharpie out, just like, "Are you want me to sign the hat? Is that why you're wearing it?" And the guy's like,
You want
"No."
the top or underside sign?
The guy's like, "What?" So that's we're gonna get into. Well, first, that's all we have coming up with videos. Got that coming out, and then this Saturday, do we have a fourth, Brady? Who's going with us to Roanoke?
So Brent's pretty. I think he's like 90%, and then
He says that all the time, and he's gonna text us the night before.
Yeah, we'll see. So I'll have somebody on standby, but Jeremy said that he's more than likely going to be able to go. So I'm just waiting to make sure.
So is Brent getting points for Mitchell and Jeremy getting points for Zach? Or Zach, do you want Brent getting your points? You get to pick because you're here on the pod.
Give me Jeremy.
Oh,
Give me my boy.
Okay. He's getting your points. Now we got to figure out the only thing now, Brady, since Zach's missing one. So after the first episode, AJ scored whatever. We took off 10 points and handicapped Mitchell that since he wasn't actually there. Are we giving Mitchell back them 10 points and going to let Zach keep whatever Jeremy gets? Or is he going to get 10 points taken off Jeremy's? And
we need the help to be competitive.
So we need to give Mitchell, add 10 points to Mitchell's total score, and then y'all are just going to play whatever points I give y'all.
Yep.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay. All right.
I was thinking too.
Note to editor on my next to add 10 points.
I was thinking too in the next or later in the year as we get on, if there's one on the schedule that doesn't work for you or I, we can take that week off and it'll kind of even everything out if we can get somebody to fill in for us, you know.
Oh, I know.
Oh, yeah.
I'm getting to fill in for y'all. Sabotage. I'm going to call Drew Hall.
Oh, God, no. We get to pick who fills in for us.
Yeah.
If they'll show up.
Hopefully, the goal next year is to be close to full time. Or is it 2025 or 2024 we want full time? 2025. So maybe next year we're a little closer to where nobody misses us one of these, and then the next
That's
year.
what I'm hoping.
Because we're trying to see who the best golfer at BSG. I need Brady to take an off week so we can put him with we can get somebody wild out here to take his spot.
I can let my dad.
He's only been playing 20 years.
Yeah,
we'll take me a little bit, but I'm almost there.
We can get him. We need to go ahead and look at the prize for golfer of the year. I think everybody should have to. We go to dinner or something, and everybody should have to buy his dinner or something like that, or we'll figure something out. Unless they want a trophy. This is part of the show where we're going to talk about the drop zone. I got it fixed, boys.
Oh, we finally here.
Well, that one's going to be wet. Welcome to the drop zone.
I know 4 there. Oh. Can we keep... See, now I got to edit out the whole intro. The 4 sounds like Frankie a little bit, but the drop zone presented by Warlord Boodle. Zach's got all the goodies at the house. They sent us.
Oh, I
hooked
just
us up
submitted
with.
another order today.
What'd you
Got to
get?
keep the car sense. That's my
BSG
favorite
15
thing now.
for 15% off.
15% off.
The
You buy more
question.
than 2 there instead of $5 or $4 each.
Oh, how many did you get?
3.
If you could be sponsored by any golf clothing brand forever, what would you choose? Or who would you choose?
Man, I've
I
been
don't know.
I've been
There's good
thinking
choices.
of a bunch of
Oh, yeah.
brands lately, trying to reach out and figure out where we want to go next. So this is a good question.
I don't. I'm just gonna say wild card here. Give me. I kind of. I don't know what I want to say. I was gonna say Ralph Lauren, but I really don't think I want Ralph Lauren.
Not with the way you talk. You'll get cut like JT.
He's so
Oh,
dumb.
yeah.
Don't even talk like that. I don't want Nike or Adidas or anything like that. That's too.
Too mainstream.
Yeah.
What about Thomas Matthew?
What?
Ain't that what it is?
Travis
I thought
Travis Matthew.
Travis
Travis.
Matthew.
Tell
But
him
you gotta
about
have.
me.
I've been looking at their stuff.
Their stuff
you
looks
gotta have
good.
a brand
Greystone
that-
looks good.
Greystone looks good. You gotta have a brand that does polos and pants though. You gotta have the
I know
full
it's Graysen. Is it Graysen or Greystone?
Grayson.
I don't
with the
know.
wolf.
Yeah.
Yeah, Graysen. That's what I'm talking about. The one JT's sponsored by.
At this point, give me shoot. They always got Spieth looking good. Give me Under Armour. They got
Ooh.
I'll take
pants.
FootJoy.
Oh, they do have good out. Dang, that's a good pick too.
I'm leaning towards FootJoy, but because they can kind of do it all. But
Yeah, they got head to toe.
Yeah, that's the thing. You got to find somebody that's going to be able to put your whole outfit together.
I'm taking out Under Armour. Give me FootJoy too. Their shirts are too sick. As I thought about it.
I wish I could split them up because I'd want to go like, somebody for polos and somebody for pants because I don't.
Well, build it. Let's hear it.
You
Who's
can't
got?
pick a group.
Dude, those pants that I got, I actually was texting.
Macabre.
No, not that. I was texting Zach today about the. Have y'all heard of that brand Rhone? It's like the athletic wear, RHONE, something like that. But anyways, dude, their pants are so freaking nice, and they have that like, I don't know, y'all might not like it, but it's the slim fit, like the taper down. It's like the Primos, but they're not like cut off at the bottom.
So what you're saying is you pick something over Primos.
I'm trying. I'm just trying.
Oh,
I'm
man.
not saying.
He ain't loyal.
I sent it. I'm the only one that sent in a Primo order lately. I don't want to hear it.
I know
I
my
need to order
drawer's
some
full
more.
right now.
I love the
I need
Primo
some
shorts.
shorts for the summer.
Oh, their shorts are so nice. I've got 3 pair now.
I need the Primo shirt. I got to order a pair. What did you order to get $11 off?
I got a pair of shorts, another belt, and a T-shirt.
Jeez, the man's loaded. He's got
Rich
that stuff coming in.
can't hide money.
Can't hide it. Give me yeah. Dang, if we're gonna break it up, are you still going FootJoy if you break it up? I don't know if FootJoy has pants.
Oh yeah,
They do got pants. Yeah, they got everything. Outerwear too.
They
Like
got
for the
really
rain
nice,
days.
the like rain pants too.
Quarter zips, shoes,
I'm taking
socks,
Primo pants and
gloves.
shorts. FootJoy
Yeah.
shirts.
I think I
FootJoy
would stick with
shoes.
Primo pants and shorts too. They're just.
I like
they're
my
too
Under Armour
comfy.
shorts.
My Under Armour shorts are kind of like they're not like
They're
slim
too
fit
long.
shorts. They're baggy.
Yeah, they're too long. They go down to your knees, and I don't like that.
I don't think mine touch my knees. You might have
Well,
bought the wrong ones.
You built
You're
different.
too,
You're
you got
6'3".
little legs. I
Uh,
wish I was 6'3".
You got to get
Speaking
those
of-
like 7-inch inseams for us little boys.
That's what
Speaking
I
of-
like.
the 7-inch inseams.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, speaking of Primo, you can be like Brady and save $11 and use BSG 15 for 15% off. We got a code for
Use
it
our
all.
own code. Yep.
We make money when we use the code, so Brady's making us money in return.
Just basically sent $11 to the Be.Still account.
Pretty much.
Need it.
And if you're using our code for Cut Golf, let us know.
Please. Who is you?
We want to know who you are and if you're still playing Cut. Which right now you couldn't tell me that Zach's not an official Cut golfer right now.
That's what I'm saying. How do you know?
When are we gonna go film around at the field? It's been a minute. I'm looking at his hat. I'm thinking, when do you get out there and film around?
Dude, it looked incredible when I was out there this weekend. I wanted to play right then. I told Brent, I said, don't make me turn around and go get my putter right now because I will putt this whole concert.
Oh, that'd be fun.
I told
But,
Johnny I
we
need
definitely
a
need to make
Father's
it-
Day round.
Put it in the
Hey, you
schedule.
let me know. You let me know.
Casey Zach can be
That's
your
what
daddy
I'm
that day.
thinking.
Yeah, he won't
If
because
I'm gonna get any
undefeated.
round soon, it's got to be Father's Day.
You
That'd
tell
be a
Johnny,
great first Father's Day present. A round of golf.
tell her we need that. We can get us an early morning tea time too.
We could do the old back nine bandits. We're due for another part.
You got to get the other red beard here.
I love that series, and I hate it too because how we start off every episode, we start off winning, and it comes down to 18, and we lose on 18.
Which is crazy. You know, I felt like it would be with Brady on my team. I thought we'd be heavily favored
for it to just come down to 18 like that every time.
Every time, yeah. It's always down to the last hole, which is exactly what I want.
Exactly.
As a winner.
We need to keep running.
But when you lose on 18, your hopes are just cut.
We did stroke play when we did that, right?
No, it's match.
Oh, okay.
I think all it does is it's just building the story up. It's making me and him the underdogs, like we can't, and then we're finally going to get a win out here eventually.
One day.
One day.
We need to go ahead and book it.
Father's Day, Joni.
I'll just tell Johnny we're booking it. That Sunday. We'll play after church. 2 o'clock.
Yeah, I'm down. 2 o'clock. I can do whatever I want. It's Father's Day.
That's what I'm saying.
We can do whatever we want. We need to get it booked. Y'all two versus me and Mitch. We're going to the fields?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
We haven't filmed out there since Road to Texas, I don't think.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's been a while.
Which is crazy. I was thinking this time last year, we were filming Road to Texas, already getting ready for our trip. And this year, it's still kind of up in the air on our trip, like nobody's committed anything yet. I was like, man, this time last year, we're already filming video knowing we're going to Texas.
Yeah. Flights were booked.
Which is
bags
wild.
packed.
Such an exciting time getting ready for that.
Some people had paid in advance, some not till the morning of.
That was a good trip. So we got that Father's Day. It's locked. Lock it in. Father's Day.
Lock it in.
Red
Brady?
Beards versus Back Nine Bandits. You know Brady does a Roanoke tournament every year for Father's Day.
Oh yeah, I
played in it last year.
There. Yeah.
Tell him you out, my boy.
Or just go play up there in the morning and then turn around and come play with us at 2 o'clock.
Yeah, no, that could definitely happen.
Just make that. You need to go ahead and talk
Or
it
play
in
Saturday
now.
instead.
Casey, I'm gonna let you know right now. The only advice I can give you before Saturday is if you got any carpet in your house or in your apartment, you need to start putting on it right now because that's what the greens are like at Roanoke. They're probably rolling like a 7.
Favorite greens to put on. Lock this in right here. Saturday, I'm shooting an 87 or lower. Lock it in.
I could definitely see that, but I
Roanoke
think it's going to take a lot
Club.
more to beat me.
Dang, you shot a 81, 80 out there?
The last time I played out there, I shot like an 82, but that was when the greens weren't great. But whenever I went out there this past week and shot 5 over and didn't use my driver or a 3-wood. I only used 2 iron off the box.
Zach, for Duncan,
tough.
For Duncan, I'm beating Brady this weekend. Lock it in.
With handicap or
no, straight up. If I was within 1 stroke at Purcell, I can take him at Roanoke.
Oh, that was a hot day for you, though.
No, that's the new me.
Oh,
90, shooting a
when's
90.
the last time you swung?
That tournament last week. That's plenty.
You wasn't using any lower body that day either. So.
Yeah. I'm feeling better though. It's Roanoke. I've always said if I'm gonna shoot in the 70s, it's gonna be at Roanoke.
You know,
so I already look forward to going out there.
Playing at Roanoke, you can enter your score on 18 birdies, but it doesn't affect your handicap because that course isn't handicap rated.
Well, that's good for me when it comes to Stableford. I want a high handicap.
Yeah, well, it's not going to help it like in the long run, but.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm locking in. The reign of Brady is going down Saturday. We're 1 year.
The reign of terror is over.
We're 1 year and 5 months into Brady never losing to anyone straight up in BSG. It ends Saturday. Lock it in.
Lock it in.
And that's it for episode 55. Thanks for watching. Check out all the sponsors, Moon Golf. Check out Warlord. Check out Primo. See y'all next time. Swannies, BSG 15.